all the way up there and climb this ladder. All right. Here's one of those first obstacles where we're creating an entire circuit. And another one if we get good in the right place. We've got to remember to go back and grab the head. And we... This is one of the harder tricks in the game, and I just first tried it, so... Gonna act like we've been here before, and keep on moving. Well, if I could get up this elevator. Looks like I might have been stealing somebody's electricity. I'll be done with the... I can give the electricity back to the internet. We're almost done. Is that... I always miss the last one. It's here. Alright. So we are rapidly approaching the end of the 100% run. And once I figure out if I actually got everything, then I'll tell you. And if I didn't, I'll just act like I did. And nobody will know. So... but if you do want to know, well, we'll know for sure that I got everything because I can access the ending over here. And then if you want to count the color palettes on the credit screen, there should be 13 in total. We're going to grab these last 2 key cards, which this is really the last thing you learn is that you can teleport to a big teleporter without your head. That's the only way to solve these 2 puzzles. We should have 20 of 20. So we are going to take the long elevator ride up to what is known in the speedrunning community as the alternate ending. Which I am... we can take guesses on what the end is going to be. How do you think this game would end? What would the purpose of a little electric robot be? You know, maybe he wants, maybe some pizza, or like to recharge his battery. Maybe he just wants to go see his friends. The sky's the limit for Elec. So time's going to be coming up in just a moment. And time. It turns out Elec wants to destroy the world. We're gonna skip through the credits here because the dev added that in, which was very kind of him. 2446 is the end game total. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 color palettes. We successfully completed the 100% requirements, and that is ElecHead 100%. So, unless we've got anything, any housekeeping between 100% and any percent, we can jump right on into the any percent run.
I think we're pretty good to just keep on going. So this was a bonus incentive to unlock here, yeah.
All right, so I just want to point out a couple things. Again, shout out to Nama Takahashi, the dev behind this. He was... especially for a solo dev, he was very responsive to both the casual community playing his game and the speedrunners playing his game. There is a quick restart now, and there's a credit skip as well. So if you're looking for just like a fun little speed run to pick up, a lot of this is just, you know, learning the puzzles and getting really used to the movement. So it's got it's really accessible. It's got a lot of the little quality of life things you would like to see, especially the quick restart. So we're going to do an 80% run. And
yeah, and I did get the confirmation that you are good to go for that run whenever you are ready.
So since I've already restarted on this save file, we've got a one-button restart, which is a nice little addition the devs added for us. So we are going to start the 80% run is also going to start at a weird place that I'm just going to count down to because it uses in-game time as well. So that is going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so you might remember this, which is the beginning of the game. For the 80% run, we need to not get a single checkpoint, and if we die, we're just going to restart at the beginning of the game. So that's not good. Well, it's not good until we need it to be good. The premise behind the 80% run is we've already been... you know, if you play this game casually or you just, you know, look up the run online, you know where the exit is. So you know where you need to go. The only thing you need is that first power-up we got to get there. So the 80% run is using the title screen as a death warp, because if you die without getting any checkpoints, it takes you all the way back to the title screen. So we've got to navigate the entire first section of the game without grabbing a checkpoint or without dying, and also do it as quickly as possible. This is a fantastic run. The world record is less than 3 minutes and 30 seconds. If you like speed runs where like 1 second is a really big deal, I would, I got that checkpoint. I would highly recommend you check out the 80% of this game. There's lots of little optimizations that I'm not going to do because even though I just had to restart there because I got a checkpoint, it makes restarting, it adds for a lot more restart points as well. A lot of corner boosts you can get as you're running forward. And there's a lot of times like right here where I'm like being careful around that checkpoint, where there are strats where you can just hold right, and if you jump on the right pixel you won't get the checkpoint. I also accidentally changed the color palette there, which is why we've got the green and grape soda color palette, which this is personally one of my favorites, so we're just gonna roll with it. But the real difficulty here for me and my short attention span sometimes is a lot of these rooms look very similar, but most of them you have to jump at the right point so that you don't get the checkpoint on the other side like that. But then every now and then there's not a checkpoint immediately, so if you jump, you're kind of jumping onto the checkpoint instead of jumping to avoid it. So I got tricked right here. But we will make it through in plenty of time. And we'll just be safe. Okay. We don't have to stop for anything, for anyone. We need to not die here, which is 3. There we go. Little speed strat to get on that platform fast. So I can get this teleporter coming up. The teleporters you can teleport to, but you will not, you don't go there if you die. So that's the one thing there's no avoiding that, which is, I don't know if the dev intended for us to be able to do this or not, but it is rather nice that teleporter does not count as a checkpoint because it is unavoidable. All right, so last tough part here. Now we've got to get down to the head without grabbing a checkpoint. And also, if you death warp too soon after grabbing this upgrade, the game does crash. So we're going to not do that. And now we're back at the title screen. And who would have thought there's a secret wall right there all along. But even if you find it, you can't do anything with it because you can't get across that gap. And the only way to get back here quickly is to death warp to the title screen or the first checkpoint. After you pass the first checkpoint, there's no way to get back up until you go all the way to the end of the game and you backtrack in a manner that you have to reach the end of the game to get to. So we're going to see the normal ending of this, which, I mean, the secret ending, we destroyed the world, so, I mean, kind of got high hopes for the normal ending, right? Maybe we're going to, like, bring peace to the world, and that is time. And we're going to see what this does now. Turns out it was a self-destruct, and we destroyed the moon, which is, I guess, where we were. But that is the any percent normal ending of ElecHead. I think my estimate was 5 minutes, and I took a big death there, so I'm sure I was over there. But we were short on the 100%, so I'm going to call that an even win. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks everybody that's been donating, and shout out to all the runners that have come before me. I think we've got Chrono Trigger up next, so stick around for that. Shout out to Strizer, who's had me back several times now. I appreciate being able to be a part of this, and yeah, I think that's it for me.
All right, thank you very much, DanTheVP. That was the ElecHead, both the 100% category, followed by the any percent category, which was an unlocked incentive. Don't forget to check out the other incentives available by hitting !I in the chat. Like Dan said, we have Chrono Trigger, Jets of Time Randomizer, the Legacy of Cirrus coming up by Cthulhu Crisis. They're going to be streaming that. For me, that also ends my time here at Game Over Cancer, so it's been real fun hosting and reading donations for you. I'm probably going to keep on watching and keep on chatting in the chat with everyone, but in the meantime, I hope everyone has a great Game Over Cancer spring 2022, and keep on donating to the Canadian Cancer Society.